Hola chicos, ¿cómo están? Hoy vamos a hablar de superlativos, el capítulo 8.4. Okay? And so superlatives. So we have already been talking about comparison and how the words más can mean more, menos, less, right? So in English, the superlatives are what we refer as the est endings at the end of an adjective or an adverb, or when we say the most, right? So the smallest, the most intelligent, the greatest, right? And in Spanish, it's not too far from what we have done already. So we are gonna use, like you can say, tell here, the articles before the noun, and then we're gonna follow by the words we already know, más and menos. The articles are gonna depend on whether our noun is singular or plural, feminine or masculine, right? Then we have más or menos, then our adjective, and then the to indicate that it's it's the most or the least of that quality of whatever group or compared to something. Okay. All right. So let's look at some examples here, right? El café. Always remember to have your tildes, más rico de la ciudad. So, oh, okay. This in comparison with the formula. We have el café más rico. Rico is our adjective, which means delicious or can be rich, but in this case, it's delicious. De la ciudad. So if you said the most delicious coffee of the city, okay? De just means of, where of the group, of the city, of the world, right? But we have el. Remember that what makes it the most or the least is having the article, the noun, and then the word more, más or menos, and then the adjective. Okay. When we work with superlatives, we're gonna encounter something that we have also talked about before, and these are our irregular comparison adjectives. So we're gonna still use mejor when we wanna say it's better, or peor when we wanna say it's worse, okay? Por ejemplo, let's keep using el café. Coffee. El mejor café de la ciudad. Ciudad. The best coffee of the city. Before we were saying it's the most delicious coffee of the city, we were using the adjective rico, delicious. Here we're just simply saying el mejor café de la ciudad, the best coffee of the city. You can also say peor partido de fútbol de la historia. You see, we have, in this case, we're gonna have the article, the adjective, and then the noun. Okay? The article, the adjective, and then the noun. But in this case, remember, is the article, the noun, the word, and then the adjective. Okay, something else that we have to keep in mind with the superlative is that there is the absolute superlative. So in English will be something like extremely powerful or super intense or very rich, right? In Spanish, we can form this by adding something to the adjective, besides doing el más or el menos, right? Besides this, we can do this. So what we do is that we drop the final vowel of the adjective if this has one, and then with that ísimo. Look at this E, the first E or I, tiene una tilde, tilde, ísimo. So let's look at malo. Malo, bad. We get rid of the O, we get left with mal, then we add the ísimo. La película estuvo malísima. Why, ma? You can tell me? Yeah, you guys must be right. La película, it's feminine. So remember, they're adjectives and adverbs. They have to agree in gender and number. Let's look at our next example. Joven, young. Jovencísimo. Notice that this is one of the irregularities on this verb. They're still irregular adjectives. We keep the N, we add a C to add our ending. Okay? We can say el sobrino de Natalia, proper name Natalia, has to be in caps, is jovencísimo. Don't forget those tildes. So Natalia's nephew is really young or super young. Feliz. Okay, let's explain this before we get into the example. So feliz ends in a Z. So it's still, like in English, in Spanish, the phonetic still the sound. However, when it gets to writing, we're gonna have to change that Z into a C. Felicísimo. Even though the phonetic might be the same, in Spanish, when it comes to the written part, it changes. Okay? So, Catalina estuvo felicísima con la sorpresa. Catalina was extremely happy with the surprise. Okay, another example is fácil. Fácil. We don't have the vowel thing, so we just add the ísimo at the end. Another example will be largo. Notice the change that happens here. We end up with larguísimo. It has a G. To keep with the G sound, larguísimo, what happens in Spanish is that G it's followed by UI, larguísimo, and it remains with that ísimo, that tilde. Okay. Another example will be trabajador, hard worker, trabajador. Did you notice what happened here? We did the same thing as with joven. Since it doesn't have a vowel to drop at the end, we just add the C and then the ísimo to keep with that trabajadorcísimo. Okay, chicos? Bueno, remember that this ísimo part is another option. It's besides the most or the greatest quality, is like that quality is like extremely, super, or very, very, very. Okay, that's when we use the ísimo. It's not in some cases might be an option, but when you want to emphasize that it's just like the absolute quality, then you do the easy. When you're just saying it's the most or the greatest, you're going to use the article plus the noun plus the más or menos and then the adjective, ¿ok? Ok, chicos, si tienen preguntas, por favor escriban en el tablero de discusión. Si tienen preguntas en el tablero de discusión, discussion board. Si tienen sugerencias o páginas web que usaron para entender el tema, por favor agréguenlas también. So if you use other web pages to understand this or have any suggestions or tips for your classmates, add this as well on your discussion board. Gracias. Feliz día. Chao.